So, with the recent news of Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 4, or whatever they're gonna call it, I think they might call it Super, honestly. I was very excited with the news and this, that, and the other. I'm like, oh, they're bringing it back or whatever. You know, I was watching the stream live because I was waiting to see if they're gonna talk about Rollback for Fighters, and everything was pretty good. And once I like set in for a second, thinking about it, like, this game. The first thing I thought was like, it looks like Kakarot, so that's really good. It has the Kakarot graphics, so that's gonna be really neat. And another thing I thought was like, they're not gonna add every character that that was in Tenkaichi 3. They're not gonna do that because that's gonna take a long period of time. Now, I'm not sure how long they worked on this game since it looks like Kakarot, but my thought process is that everybody in Kakarot is going to make it in this Tenkaichi game since it looks like it. I'm saying that only because I think it's just assets. They just have to switch around. Like, hey, you port them in this thing, and bam, since it's the same graphical thing or whatever. So the only thing they're going to change is probably the super moves are going to be key-bots are going to be bigger and stuff like that, whatever. But I think all those characters that we saw, even with DLC, so like Future Gohan and stuff like that, Bardock, obviously, they're going to make it. But what I think is not going to make it is possibly GT or something like that, which is a little worrisome because the reason why I think not all characters are going to make it, because I think they're going to make them DLC, which makes the most sense. Because it's confirmed pretty much that they're going to go over Super, because in the trailer, or teaser, I mean, Goku went blue, so it's obviously going to go to Super. So we're going to get Ultra Instinct based game most likely. But I think that something is going to be DLC because it's a Bandai Namco game. Like, even with the new Naruto Storm game, that's going to have DLC most likely too. It's a Bandai game. So I'm expecting to see possibly GT either be DLC. I don't think Dragon Ball will be DLC because technically I think they'll have assets for that because there's going to be DLC for Kakarot that is Dragon Ball. So they might not have. You don't have to worry about Dragon Ball being a DLC stuff like characters and whatnot. But GT characters like Super 17, Omega Shenron, Baby, Nova, all of them, Super Saiyan 4s, they might be DLC. That's what I've been thinking about thus far, is which characters will be DLC. Now, obviously, that's nothing to get like sad about really, because the game, it most likely will do well. We don't know how they're going to change it, if they're going to add new mechanics or this, that, and the other, because I think from every Tenkaichi game that they made from 1 to 3, they added some small changes, but everything remained the same from what I remember as a kid, so we probably don't have to worry about that too much necessarily. That's probably going to be good if they do change stuff, most likely, from what I'm thinking of, or not as significant to the gameplay of Tenkaichi 4 Super, whatever it's going to be called. Now, when it comes to movie characters, I think a lot of them are going to make it, but not all. Like, I don't think Wheeler or something like that, or Garlic Jr., I don't think they might not make it. But, like, Bojack, Turles, obviously Broly and Broly from Super Movie, stuff like that, there probably could be base game. Like, I could see them going over Tournament of Power to the movie, but not to Beast Gohan. Beast Gohan might be DLC as well. Some stuff like that is a possibility. But then again, this is a teaser. This is just speculation, so I could be wrong. But judging by how Bandai Namco is in this new day and age, something's got to be DLC. Some characters are going to have to be DLC, which is why I'm thinking it's probably going to be GT, because they're going for Super, so they probably just cut out GT, essentially, because that was the end-all be-all for Tenkaichi games, it was GT, so they're going to replace it, and then they could do a DLC and have like a different story, and oh, this happened in a different universe, like on some Xenoverse stuff or something, because when it came to the story modes for Tenkaichi games, they were not bad. They actually went really in-depth with them, so I think they're going to do that again. And then, during each saga or something, they're going to do a movie character of some sort, like how they did for, like, after Frieza, then Cooler, then, Cell Saga and stuff like that, and then Bojack. So that's probably what's going to happen, most likely. But I could be wrong about this, but this is just by just looking at the game of how they would probably just port stuff from Kakarot. That's just my thought process. And also, you have to think about stuff like how, even in forms, everybody's moveset was different. Like, base Goku to Super Saiyan Goku had an entirely different moveset. Then to Super Saiyan 2 to 3, they had a different moveset. So they have to give different movesets for each transformation. Unless they don't do that, which would be kind of lame, but I think they will. So they have to put extra detail, because it's not, they always had good detail in the game. Like, you know, yeah, there's the music, which is really great. The story mode, like I said, even like the waiting or loading screens. You know, you get to mash and make Goku eat the ramen, or Vegeta do the push-up or something, or Gohan pulling up the Z sword, stuff like that. And like they're gonna go the extra mile. I feel as if they don't, that'd be really weird, but I hope they do. So even if what I said is true or not, I still feel as if the game's gonna do relatively well. So there's nothing technically to worry about. But if you were expecting to see a certain character-based game, I would put your expectations a little low, because technically I think Tenkaichi 3 had like 162 characters, so I don't think they're going to top that. Maybe I think they're gonna be like around 100 something, but I don't think it's gonna be 160. If they do manage to get all the characters from 3 though to this game, like Spopovich and stuff like that, and Babidi, that would be some insane behavior on Bandai. Like, that would be impressive, just to have 162 characters. And then guess what, there's like 40 plus characters from Super, and even maybe some other stuff that they missed, like Brother. And then, because like I said, they're gonna do DLC most likely, so including even more, probably over 210 or something characters to the game. This will probably be the biggest anime fighting game of all time. Like actually, not counting Mugen or anything like that, because Storm has like 100 and I want to say 24 characters. So this is way bigger than that easily. So this is going to be crazy if they actually do manage to do that. But who knows? We don't know. All I know is that I'm excited. That's all I had to say to you guys today. I hope you guys have a great day, night, or whatever time zone or time period you guys live at, man. And I will see you guys next time.